Echoes of the drowned. The wind carried the scent of salt and decay as Jordan and Lisa made their way through the tangled woods near Blackwater Bay. The air was thick with mist rolling off the dark waves, swirling between the gnarled trunks like ghostly fingers. It was Lisa's idea to take the hike, eager to capture the rumored beauty of the bay's coastline, but now, with the setting sun casting long shadows, she regretted it. "I told you we should have come earlier," Lisa muttered, tightening her grip on Jordan's hand. Jordan gave her a teasing smile. "Scared of the dark?" "No, just something feels off." She glanced toward the water, where the surface seemed unnaturally still, as if the bay itself was holding its breath. Jordan exhaled, glancing at the fading trail ahead. "It's just a bunch of old legends, Lisa. People talk about ghosts and whispers because it makes the place more interesting." Lisa didn't respond. The stories she'd read painted a different picture. The locals spoke of eerie voices carried by the wind, of shadows moving beneath the trees, and of the spectral figure of a sailor with a rusted hook who hunted those who wandered too close to the bay. They called him Elias Graves, a doomed soul who had drowned decades ago but never truly left. A sudden gust rustled the branches overhead, and the sound sent an involuntary shiver down Lisa's spine. It wasn't just the wind, it was layered, like voices overlapping, whispering just beneath the breeze. "Did you hear that?" she asked, stopping in her tracks. Jordan frowned. "Hear what?" Lisa strained to listen, her heart pounding. It was faint, barely distinguishable, but unmistakably human. Soft murmurs, as though 100 voices were whispering from beneath the water. She turned to Jordan, her eyes wide. "We need to go back." He hesitated but nodded when he saw the fear in her expression. "All right, let's—" A crack echoed through the trees. Lisa gasped, spinning toward the sound. Something had moved just beyond the path. She could make out the silhouette of a tall figure standing in the distance, half hidden by the mist. The last of the sunlight glinted off something metal. A hook. Lisa's blood ran cold. Jordan cursed under his breath, grabbing her arm. "Move. Now." They turned and sprinted back the way they came, their feet pounding against the damp earth. The whispering grew louder, rising into a chorus of ghostly wails. Lisa risked a glance over her shoulder. The figure was moving. Not running, not chasing, gliding. The shadows around him rippled unnaturally, and his hook gleamed under the moonlight. Though his face was shrouded by darkness, she could feel his gaze locked onto them. "Faster!" Jordan yelled, pulling her forward. The path twisted and blurred beneath their frantic steps. The trees closed in, branches clawing at their skin. The whispering voices swelled, turning to agonized screams that rattled Lisa's skull. And then, the ground vanished beneath them. Lisa hit the earth with a painful thud, rolling through damp leaves before slamming against something hard. Jordan grunted beside her, cursing under his breath. They had fallen into a shallow ravine, the steep walls making it impossible to climb out quickly. Lisa groaned, trying to catch her breath. "Are you okay?" "Yeah," Jordan wheezed, pulling himself upright. "But we need to." His voice died in his throat. Lisa followed his gaze and felt the blood drain from her face. At the top of the ravine, standing against the moonlight, was him. Elias Graves loomed above them, the rusted hook at his side dripping with blackened seawater. His body was bloated and waterlogged, his clothing clinging to him like seaweed. His eyes, sunken, hollow voids, seemed to drink in the moonlight. The wind howled through the trees, yet he made no sound. Then, in a voice like the shifting tide, he whispered, "Drown with me." Lisa screamed as Elias stepped forward. The world lurched as the ground beneath him gave way, sending the ghastly figure tumbling into the ravine with them. But as he fell, he dissolved into a thick, suffocating mist. The whispers surrounded them, pressing against their ears into their lungs. Lisa clawed at the ground, trying to escape, but the mist curled around her limbs, cold and relentless. She gasped, her vision darkening. Jordan's voice was distant now. "Lisa! Lisa!" Then everything went silent. Lisa opened her eyes. The ravine was gone. The trees stood motionless. The whispers had ceased. She was standing on the shore of the bay, waves lapping at her ankles. Alone. Her breath came in ragged bursts as she turned in frantic circles. "Jordan? Jordan!" No response. The water rippled. A shape emerged from the black depths, gliding toward her with slow, deliberate steps. The air turned frigid. The last thing she saw was the gleam of a rusted hook before the tide swallowed her scream. In the woods above Blackwater Bay, the wind carried new whispers through the trees, joining the endless echoes of the drowned.